ELROND EGLD value figure January 2024. For January, the expense of ELROND most certainly is expected to sort of show up at a regular month-to-month, sort of the farthest reaches of 15,435, while the coin will trade between a restriction of 15,876 and something like 13,965 really. In spite of prevalent thinking, ELROND EGLD value figure February 2024. For February, the expense of ELROND really is expected to show up at a common month-to-month uttermost, especially reaches of 15,744, while the coin will trade between a constraint of 16,494 and something like 15,156, especially in opposition to mainstream thinking. ELROND value conjecture essentially walk 2024. The typical expense of ELROND EGLD could in every way that really matters go to 16,059. Towards spring's end, in an unpretentious manner, EGLD could especially be trading around a biggest certainly worth of 17,124. With the base expected cost of 15,471. ELROND EGLD value figure April 2024. For April, the expense of ELROND by and large is expected to sort of show up at a common month-to-month, actually the farthest basically reaches of 16,541. While the coin will trade between a constraint of 17,766 and something like 15,953 in a significant manner. EGLD value estimate May 2024. In May 2024, the expense of not entirely settled to be at around a base sort of worth of 16,467. Incredibly, the ELROND esteem worth can show up at a restriction of 18,593. With the run-of-the-mill trading sort of worth of 17,202 in EGLD value conjecture June 2024. In June 2024, the expense of ELROND sort of is assessed to fundamentally be at around a base most certainly worth of 16,811. The ELROND esteem truly worth can generally show up at a restriction of 19,281. With the run-of-the-mill trading pretty worth of 17,546 in USD. In an exceptionally significant way, EGLD value gauge July 2024. In July 2024, the expense of ELROND generally is assessed to really be at around a base kind of worth of 17,338 or so. They explicitly thought the ELROND esteem worth can show up at a constraint of 19,983. With the commonplace trading essentially worth of 18,073 in USD or so. They generally thought ELROND value conjecture, August 2024. The in every way that really matters typical expense of ELROND EGLD could sort of go to 18,615 toward August's end or so. They generally thought EGLD could be trading around a generally genuinely outrageous kind of worth of 20,887. With the base expected excessively truly much difficulty. Note there for the most part is a bet to any endeavor which is very critical, essentially explicitly put assets into what you can truly accomplish before showing up at any goals and truly direct the most genuinely outrageous assessment possible, which in every practical sense is very critical. EGLD value gauge January 2025. In January 2025, the expense of ELROND truly is gauged to be at around a base genuinely worth of 20,307 or so. They thought the ELROND esteem worth can sort of show up at a constraint of 22,845, with the run-of-the-mill trading really worth of 22,210 in USD. In an especially significant way, ELROND EGLD value expectation February 2025. Concerning February 2025, ELROND cost sort of is checked to basically show up at a most diminished possible level of 22,041, which is genuinely huge. The EGLD cost could basically show up at a most exceptionally outrageous possible level of 23,956, with the ordinary guess cost of 23,099. Which certainly is very critical. ELROND EGLD value gauge generally walk 2025. For spring, the expense of ELROND really is expected to especially show up at a common month-to-month in a real sense, the uttermost sort of spans of 24,023, while the coin will trade between a restriction of 24,879 and no less than 23,177. in a significant manner. ELROND value estimate April 2025. The very ordinary expense of ELROND EGLD could generally go to 24,743 toward April's end, which generally is genuinely huge. EGLD could be trading around a biggest fundamentally worth of 26,081 with the base expected cost of 23,686. EGLD value conjecture. May 2025. In May 2025, the expense of ELROND is assessed to generally be at around a base in every way that really matters worth of 24,887 or so. They most certainly thought the ELROND esteem pretty worth can basically show up at a constraint of 27,318. With the run-of-the-mill trading in every way that really matters worth of 25,733 and USD in a genuinely huge way. ELROND EGLD value expectation June 2025. As for June 2025, ELROND cost by and large is gauged to show up at a most diminished possible level of 25,402. All things considered, in spite of prevalent thinking, the EGLD cost could by and large show up at a biggest possible level of 28,347 with a ordinary guess cost of 26,248, which generally is very huge. EGLD value figure July 2025. In July 2025, the expense of ELROND in a real sense is gauged to sort of be at around a base really worth of 26,189. The ELROND esteem worth can generally show up at a constraint of 29,660. With the ordinary trading essentially worth of 27,035. In USD ELROND value figure August 2025, the very typical expense of ELROND EGLD could generally go to 28,117. Toward August's end, EGLD could sort of trade around a generally outrageous especially worth of 30,741. With the base expected cost of 27,271 by and large in opposition to prevalent thinking. EGLD value figure September 2025. In September 2025, the expense of ELROND not entirely settled to fundamentally be at around a base sort of worth of 28,395. In a genuinely significant manner, the ELROND esteem commonly worth can in every practical sense show up at a restriction of 32,100.